Guten Tag allerseits. Oh, vielleicht sollte ich Grüß Gott sagen. Ich kann Deutsch, aber ich mache heute meine Präsentation auf Englisch, weil es fließender ist. My name is Emily Wasik. I'm a thought leadership editor for the Economist Intelligence Unit. As you're probably aware, I'm here today to talk about automation in business, a topic that has been on a lot of people's minds recently, and for good reason. If you think back to any technology that has been introduced that has drastically revolutionized the way the world operates, it's most likely been met with skepticism. For example, the philosopher and mathematician Gottfried Wilhelm said of the printing press, "The horrible mass of books that keeps growing might lead to a fall back into barbarianism." Or in 1877, the New York Times accused the telephone of being an invasion of privacy in people's homes. Or even in the Victorian era in Britain, they thought that the speed of trains would be too much for the human body to take and would actually lead people to go insane. In fact, they called it railway madness. So I guess a similar thing is happening currently with automation. When people think of the word automation, they often think of Terminator-style robots, taking over their jobs. But in reality, automation is more of a quiet revolution that is already becoming more and more prevalent in almost every facet of society. For example, if you walk into a neighborhood Cali burger restaurant in California, you might see Flippy the robot flipping your meat patties for you. Or perhaps you're looking for a new recruit for your company, but you don't want to scan thousands of applications, so you might be using automated hiring software to find the right candidate. Or when you go to your doctor, you might be getting your vitals checked by a wearable device. So what is the current and likely future progress of automation in organizations? Well, this is what UiPath came to The Economist to explore. And to do so, we surveyed 502 executives around the world from 8 different countries. So from the US, Canada, the UK, Germany, France, India, Japan, and Singapore. Half were CEOs, and the other half were directors and senior managers, and they operated in one of 7 sectors. So in energy, natural resources, financial services, healthcare, manufacturing, technology, professional services, and the government and public sector. Half worked in businesses with annual revenues between $250 million and $1 billion US, and the other half had annual revenues above $1 billion US. We also conducted interviews with 4 different experts on different facets of automation. So we spoke with Manuela Veloso, the managing director of JP Morgan AI Research, Scott Likens, the new services and emerging technologies leader at PwC, Meredith Whitaker, the co-founder of AI Now Institute at NYU, and Byron Reese, the CEO and publisher of GigaOM. And what were the key takeaways? Well, in a nutshell, automation is making headway, primarily in the US and in the manufacturing sector. Automation has moved beyond the confines of the IT department and is now a top priority of the C-suite. Data privacy and security are the biggest challenges that companies are facing today. And automation technologies will not necessarily displace humans in the workforce. So let's dive a little deeper, shall we? So automation is making clear headway. Of the 502 executives that we surveyed, more than 9 in 10 say that their organization uses technology to automate business processes. 51% confirmed extensive use and 40% moderate use. Progress varies considerably by sector and by country. So we're seeing in the US and France, around 60% of organizations are extensively rolling out automation, in comparison to 40% in India and only 28% in Canada. When it comes to the sector breakdown, manufacturing automation is making extensive headway in manufacturing, which isn't surprising given its long history with earlier generations of such technologies. For example, with the Henry Ford's assembly line in the early 20th century. And the government and public sector institutions have made the least headway. In Germany, we're seeing an even larger number of companies rolling out technology to automate their business processes, with 93%, and 56% extensively implementing these technologies. So who is responsible for actually implementing these technologies within the organizations today? Well, according to the research, it is now a top priority of the C-suite. Almost 30% claim that it is the responsibility of the Chief Technology Officer, and coming in a close second at over 1/5 is the CEO. In Germany, the C-level executive that is primarily responsible is the Chief Information Officer. And as you see here, 84% of respondents surveyed say that it's now a C-level responsibility, and 83% of German respondents. So to date, organizations have primarily automated back office functions. However, this will soon expand to the front office with tasks such as human interaction, customer service functions. The typical candidates for automation are IT in processes such as password management and the logging of service requests. Also operations in functions such as maintenance scheduling, and also in the finance industry, so in invoicing and accounts payable. 71% of respondents claim that the increased automation of customer service and research and development functions will be extremely important to their firm's competitiveness in the next 2 years. In Germany, so far, automation has advanced the furthest in operations, in procurement, in IT, and in finance. In 2 years' time, automating operations and customer service functions will be of extreme importance for for clients to gain a competitive advantage. Proposing actions and making decisions are capabilities that one of our experts that we interviewed, Manuela Veloso from JP Morgan AI Research, believes that automation technologies will soon master. It is AI that will impart them, she says. AI doesn't just look at data, it suggests appropriate actions based on the data and will ultimately be able to execute on those actions. Our surveyed executives are definitely thinking along these lines. So 7 out of 10 organizations are prioritizing AI as well as RPA in terms of the technologies that they're implementing. So there is less of fewer respondents are considering physical robots to be a priority, apart from obviously in the manufacturing and energy sectors. Companies in the energy, technology and telecommunication sectors appear the most eager to put AI-based automation to work, and public sector institutions the least. The energy, manufacturing and technology firms are the most likely to prioritize the deployment of both RPA and IoT technologies. In Germany, we're seeing more of a disparity between the number of organizations rolling out artificial intelligence and software automation, with the AI being 63% and RPA being 70%. Oops. So how satisfied are business executives with the results that they are seeing so far from their automation initiatives? According to our research, they are clearly pleased. So more than 3/4 of the surveyed respondents said that they are very or entirely satisfied with the results that they're currently seeing from automation. And 82% of German respondents expressed their satisfaction. Chief among the operational gains are in the form of increased productivity, error reduction, and improved consistency of outputs. Looking ahead though, businesses are hoping to see more top-line benefits from automation, so in the form of increased revenue and enhanced competitive advantage. At the same time, it is worth noting where automation is not yet meeting executive expectations. For example, a potential benefit that is very attractive to employees is the freeing up of employers is the freeing up of their workers from the monotonous, repetitive tasks to focus on higher level activities, such as customer service and these strategy and creative thinking. However, only 27% of surveyed respondents expect new opportunities to arise for professional growth, 26% expect time freed up for human interaction, and 37% expect increased employee engagement and productivity. In Germany, we're seeing significantly more benefits in the realm of enhanced customer experience and competitive advantage. And almost half of the surveyed respondents expect increased employee engagement and productivity to result from automation initiatives. So what are the biggest hurdles that companies are facing when it comes to actually rolling out automation? So the chief concern is data privacy and security, cited by over 1/3 of respondents. Then, tech and IT issues. But also, what featured prominently is human factors, such as an absence of relevant talent and skills, and also employee resistance. The former is felt acutely in Asia, especially in Japan and in the energy industry. European organizations struggle more with employee resistance to automation and change, as do those in the healthcare sector. The key challenges that German organizations face are data privacy and security at 40%, which might not be a surprise to some of you, and also negative public perception at 28%. According to one of our experts, Manuela Veloso from JP Morgan AI Research, businesses everywhere could do a much better job of educating their workforce about the implications of automation. The arrival of artificial intelligence in the workplace makes this particularly imperative. So AI and machine learning obviously add a whole new dimension to automation, namely that of intelligence. Such capabilities are evident today in a limited fashion, for example, with customer service chatbots that respond to user queries in real time. Or, a similar thing happens in the financial industry with robo-advisors that actually provide recommendations to investors on their portfolio. Or even algorithms powered by machine learning that drive sophisticated fraud detection in the security, retail, and financial industries. A 2018 analysis by McKinsey suggests that while almost all roles will be affected by automation, the vast majority of them would see less than a third actually being automated. According to the authors, this means that most workers, from welders to mortgage brokers to CEOs, will work alongside rapidly evolving machines. So rather than it being sort of a human versus machine scenario, it will be more of a humans and machine scenario. In terms of, the adoption of AI-based automation will, definitely have a drastic impact on the quality of work and also on the employee overall experience. However, automation is unlikely to lead to a large-scale displacement of humans in the workforce. Less than a fifth of survey respondents are convinced that automation will displace humans in the workforce, although a considerably larger number are unsure. Nearly half strongly believe that automation is most effective when it complements humans instead of replacing them. In Germany, over half of the respondents agree that automation will displace humans in the workforce, in comparison with 46% who disagree. This leads back to the question of what the adoption of advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence will mean for the quality of work and for the overall kind of employee experience in the workplace. A frequently voiced concern is that employers will start using AI to micromanage their employee activities, and we can already see that happening in some industries. One of the experts that we interviewed, Meredith Whitaker from AI Now, she said that this could potentially lead to greater employee stress and burnout. On the other hand, there is a silver lining. Other experts believe that while such fears are valid, AI-based automation has a greater potential to actually liberate and empower employees than it does to, threaten or displace them. According to Byron Reese, the CEO and publisher of GigaOM, he believes that employees need to ask themselves, what drudgery do I engage in that I can use technology to destroy? What new opportunities can technology give me that I didn't have before? Where can I buy back my own time? If people do that, he believes, they're not going to get left behind. So will this new generation of work require, a new generation of sort of skill sets? And the answer is yes. The majority of our survey respondents are certain that automation will drive a change in the skill sets that employees need in the future. The skills that will be most in need are complex problem solving, creativity, and collaboration. Intriguingly, openness to change also features prominently, which makes a lot of sense given the fact that the experts that we interviewed said that AI-based automation will likely lead to countless new jobs being created in the future. German organizations also believe this to be the case, with more than half of respondents strongly agreeing that new skills and requirements will be needed of the future workforce. So on the whole, our research paints a broadly positive picture of the impact that automation is having on business today. The operational benefits are clearly visible to business leaders, and they are hoping that soon they'll be seeing top-line gains as well. For example, on increased revenue and increased competitive advantage. At the same time, though, there are still many unknowns about the future of automation, and many questions to be answered. For example, how far will automated programs be allowed to make business decisions, and how far up the management chain will that go? How will employee creativity and innovation be encouraged in a world where work is being shaped by intelligent technologies of great precision and power? And what type of safeguards need to be put in place, specifically when it comes to data privacy and security concerns? As the age of intelligent automation dawns, business leaders' responses to these questions will do much to determine whether the fruits of automation will be limited to just higher productivity and efficiency gains, or whether they will actually have a profound influence on, revolutionizing business models and organizations' ability to change. But hey, the stakes could be even higher than that, considering that the majority of our surveyed respondents believe, to one extent or another, that automation will ultimately accelerate human achievement and people will be happier and stress-free as a result. And that's a wrap. So today marks the official launch date of our research hub, Automation First. So please go to automationfirst.economist.com to check out all of the research for yourself. We have a downloadable briefing paper, branded content articles, and also an infographic. Also, I'll be here all afternoon, so please don't be a stranger. Come up and say hi. We can have a conversation in English or in German. But yeah, thanks so much for having me. Dankeschön.